Alright, what is up everybody? Welcome back to another video. I want to do a review, kind of like a review on this movie. I missed out on this movie for like 2 years, 3 years since it's been out. Yeah, 2 years. Um, I know I'm late, but I just watched it, and I was like, okay, I should do a review on it. I saw the other one, Scream, the requel, the requel, like last night, the night before. So I'm gonna do a review on that one, but I wanted to do a review on this one first, since this one's like uh, more of the newest one. So people will be like, probably wanting to know about this one more. Um, well, all right. So I just watched it, and it was. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's like some extreme thriller masterpiece or some shit. You know what I'm saying? But it was kind of cool. I mean, it was fun. If you want to have like a good time, grab some beers, some popcorn, and like just want to have a good time with some friends or something, or some shit. Want to watch a little scary movie. This is okay. This is good to watch. It's not too what's the words I want to use here? It's not like something extreme, something that's really gonna make you jump and shit like that. There's some jump scares, but it's too predictable. So um, I want to get into what this one is about. Okay, so this one is about we have Sam Carpenter, Tara Carpenter again, the two sisters from Scream, of course, the requel, which Sam is the daughter of the original Ghostface, who was Billy. Yeah, Billy Loomis, played by Skeet Ulrich, which I think that really is him in the movie. When she sees the vision of her father, and just like in the Scream, the requel. I gotta say requel because people are gonna think like I know some people who've seen it are gonna know what I'm talking about, but there's gonna be other people who probably wouldn't, because it's the same name as the original one. It's just Scream. But it's the requel because it's like a reboot, but yet it's not a reboot because it's a sequel, but it's also not a sequel, but it is. It really is a sequel. Um, so uh, so we have Jenna Ortega as Tara Carpenter and Melissa Barrera as Sam Carpenter, who basically are fighting for their lives again because now somebody else is taking over the Ghostface killing. Basically revenge for, if you haven't seen Scream, the requel, the family of Sam's boyfriend, who turned out to be the killer. Spoiler alert. She kills him. The family in this movie decides to get their revenge, so now they're the Ghostface, pretty much, like the whole family except for the father. I mean, there's gonna be some spoiler alerts if you haven't seen this yet. Uh, so yeah, so it's basically about that. It's that's basically what it's about. Like it's just the family of the killer in the movie before is wants revenge on the two daughters who basically the two sisters, who took him out. So Courtney Cox is in it again. There she is right there. Which I was kind of shocked to see her in the Scream in the original one, and Sydney, the original Sydney. What was her name again? Neve Campbell. Uh, I was shocked that she appeared in that one. But she didn't. She doesn't appear in this one though, because they do mention her, but she's like far away and she's gonna stay that way. She doesn't want to. She wants to keep her happy ending or some shit. So I mean the so let's let we got this. You got the point of the story. So let's talk about like some of the scenes and like how good they are to me. My perspective, like my opinion is it's okay. It is a little. It's got some scare in there, but it's so predictable. That's like I can't say this is something that you have no idea what to expect, because this is what, the sixth movie of Scream, and it's literally the same thing. Like they're repeating, and they're even describing what's gonna pretty much happen, but with a little twist, because just like what they did in Scream, the requel, um, they're basically redoing what was done in the first two movies, pretty much, and just giving it more of a twist. That's pretty much it. So, it was, you know, a lot of it was just too predictable. I'm sitting here like, yeah, I knew it. I knew it. Yeah, I knew it. It's too many scenes where you're just like, yeah, I knew it. Yeah, all right, jump scare. Yeah, boom, there you go, got it. You know, like it's way too predictable. Like I Scream, the requel. I'll be honest. Well, this I will save this for the actual, review when I do it. But it was actually a little better than this one. This one kind of came off a little too sloppy and like, a little less careless, like a little less, like they cared less about, trying to do something new. Which Scream the sequel, Scream the requel, they actually did that. It was like they pulled some twists where I was confused. I was like, oh shit, wait a minute, like, okay, that's pretty good. That was a good twist. I was okay with that, but with this one, the twist was too predictable because they already did it in Scream the requel. So it was like, oh shit, yeah, they're just redoing it again. But now it's just a new family, you know what I'm saying? Like now it's just new people that's repeating the same thing. Um, you know how there's usually two killers, there's two Ghostface. They did it again. So I was like, okay, predictable. Um, so yeah, a lot of the action though, and the action, the thrill was good. I like that. It was pretty cool. The slashing is pretty cool. The way the way they got these two girls, Jenna Ortega and Melissa Barrera, the way they got these two girls to go psycho mode, I was like, damn, okay, it's pretty hot. I ain't gonna lie, that's pretty hot. That kind of stuff turns me on with psycho girls when they go psycho mode. But you know, I'm not saying I like I like a murderer. I'm just saying, like, when it's a self defense, like, that shit is hot. But but anyways, their acting is pretty good. That all of them, the whole cast, their acting is okay. It's not really that bad. And of course, you have, like, originals that are there who still know how to act and shit like that and know what they're doing. And Jenna Ortega definitely knows what she's doing. Like, she's got some good acting skills. Okay, it's like she's very good at that, and especially the screaming. Jenna could really scream her ass off. Okay, I'll be feeling those screams like, oh shit, I gotta save her. Like, watch out. She gets me like, oh my god, I gotta save her through the screen. Melissa, like, she's good too. I like her. I like her acting and like how good she is with going psycho mode. That shit's hot. But the other thing I started having a problem with too, it was like, I know that this guy, Mason Gooding, who plays Chad, right, who obviously turns out to be Jenna's, Tara's boyfriend. He basically, they start to, like, have a little love relationship. They get into love interest. So I was having a little bit of an issue with the way they were, like, obviously doing some wokeness here. Okay, here's some wokeness where it's the brown tough guy, he's the alpha dominating male, and he's the smart one, and he's the protector and all and shit like that, and he and he knows more on how to protect people, and all the white boys are just too dumb and too untrustworthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I was kind of like, okay, some wokeness here, but whatever. It's not that bad. I don't care. I didn't really care too much. But it just, heads up, if you haven't seen the movie, there's gonna be a little bit of wokeness in there. It's not really that bad. It's not much, because I was kind of like at least glad that they really focused on what the movie is about instead of just doing like some white is better or brown is better. Like, it does, because it doesn't fucking matter. Like, it shouldn't really matter at all in a movie like this, especially. And they didn't really do it, but there is some there, like, where like I said, Chad is like the more dominating alpha male. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the white dudes are like just more. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I'm like. There's some wokeness there, so I caught that, but I was like, whatever. It's whatever. But like I was saying too, I was kind of shocked that they had Billy Loomis, the actual original, because I thought that was CGI, to be honest. When she's having the visions of him, and seeing his reflection and stuff like that, I'm like, is that CGI or is that really him? Because it looks like it's AI, like it's CGI, but apparently, I guess he's still alive. So I did not know, honestly, and I was shocked to see his face there. I was like, yo, like in Scream, the requel. I was like, holy shit, is that really him? Because it looked like CGI, so I was confused. I'm like, that's got to be CGI, but I guess that really is him. Since it shows that he's the cast here. And let's see, I don't know why they're showing the cast from the Scream requel, like Mikey Madison. I don't know why her name is Mikey. Girl, who named you? That's a boy's name. Whatever, but she's pretty. Samara Weaving, Laura Grain. Where's Okay, Neva Campbell. Yes, she was in Scream. Matthew Lillard. I don't know why they have him here because he was not featured in both of these movies, the requel and this one. The girl who plays Quinn, like, of course, typical teen girl type of shit, or well, they're college students now, but it was still kind of like the typical '90s. All of the cast and like the story and the way the movies are, this one and Scream the requel, they're pretty much. It's definitely a callback to the '90s and how they did these horror movies, these slasher films in the '90s. Like Scream was one of the biggest, if not the biggest, slasher films in the '90s, in the late '90s to the early 2000s at least. Then that's when it like started to get like a little bit too much after like the second to the third one, and then it was like, okay, now they're doing too much. But the first one is still like usually the top shit. Like everybody knows Scream. And Scream, the Ghostface costume has been popular ever since the first movie. I think it is still to this day, maybe, or maybe it is now because they brought back the movies. Who else? All right, so some of the cast that's not in this film, they're showing in the previous film. We'll do that in the review for the previous film. But like I'm saying, the action is really good though. I do like the action, and it is fun to watch. It's thrilling, but it's very predictable. That's the only issue I'm having with the movie, is that it's too predictable, like way too predictable. Especially because it's the sequel to Scream, the requel, and they're basically repeating what just happened in the requel, pretty much. But now it's just a new villain, pretty much, a new Ghostface. That's it. That's all it really is. It's just a new Ghostface and repeating the same shit. But it's a fun movie to watch. Like I said, you want to grab some popcorn, want to gather some friends around, watch a little horror movie. It's a nice Friday night. Well, everywhere Friday. I said that when I said that. It's fun to watch though. It is. What else could I say about it? I think I pretty much covered it all, did I? I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm trying to like watch this little trailer here to come up with something to remember something if I missed something. Yeah, this scene towards the ending, or it was like in the middle towards the ending, where that scenery is that they're in was like a theater or something like that, where the son, her ex-boyfriend that she killed, that was Ghostface in the previous film, he was collecting all the items and the murder weapons and the costumes, the mask. He was the items from the houses and shit like that of all the previous Ghostface killers. And he was collecting it all because he was a big fan, and I guess he was like trying to make a film. Well, that's what he was saying in the previous film. But I thought that was like very strange and crazy, but whatever. I guess that's part of the storyline, to build up the motive of reasons why that he did what he did, and now his family's doing what his family's doing. But I would say that Ghostface, the Ghostface in both this one and the one before this movie, was pretty good. I mean, like, I like the way they have Ghostface more aggressive and like very, very aggressive and dominating. That's very good. And I mean, also the sound effects, I want to say that because, modern day, the sound effects could be a lot better and more like you can hear it more. It's like it's just more aggressive, like how the sound effects are now in these new Scream movies. And it's too much of that blood squirting sound. I'm like, okay, they're doing too much with that blood squirting sound. It's not that serious. Like, yeah, like when you stab somebody, you're not gonna hear like it's a water fountain or some shit, I was like, okay, the sound effects are a little bit too much, but whatever, it's a slasher film. It has to sound gory, and crazy. So I was just like, whatever, but it's crazy, whatever. Yeah, it's a crazy film. It's exciting, It's you get very anxious at some points. The scene in the subway. Spoiler alerts. The scenes in the subway was actually pretty good. I actually liked that because it was very suspenseful and you didn't really know what was going to happen. That's what I like in movies like this. Okay, so that was actually pretty good. Even though I said it's very predictable, a lot of things were very predictable. I almost forgot that subway scene was actually very good. I like that. That was very good. That was very entertaining and very suspenseful. Like you had no idea what to expect in that scene. I was like, that's good. I like that. The only thing though is in reality, when the subway's lights go out like that, when the connection to the third rail goes out like that, it's because it gets too much power, or it's when it's usually crossing tracks. When it crosses to the next tracks in the middle track, center tracks, or to another track, that's when that usually happens. When the lights go out, and like I'm a New Yorker, so I know. That's usually when that happens. So in the movie, they did that way too much. It would be off for like 30 seconds. I'm like, okay, that's way too long. It only goes out for like a split second, and then they come right back on. That never usually happens for that long in the subway trains. So they over-exaggerated that when the lights go out and shit. And it kept doing it. It was like blinking, and it would go off, and then it would back on, and then like 30 seconds later, it goes off again, and it's back. I'm like, all right, they're doing too much. That's not what really happens in the subway. But, whatever. It's a movie. It's a horror movie. You got to do what you got to do to make it look scary. But, like I said, I did like that scene, though. That was a very good scene. Because I honestly did not know what to expect in that scene. Even though I said that majority, okay, I'll say like 80% of the movie was very predictable. But then there's some things in it it's very suspenseful and leave you like, okay, what's happening? That's good. I like that. So for the most part, really, it is, like I said, it's a very fun movie. All right, so I think I pretty much covered that. It's a good movie. It's a fun movie. If you want to watch it, have some fun. And that's pretty much it. So I liked it. I would give it, I'm going to give it like a 3, or I will give it a 4 because I like the two chicks, the two sisters. And of course I love Jenna Ortega. That's my girl. I love her. I can't wait to see Wednesday, by the way. The new Wednesday season 2. That's going to be great. So this is a great movie. It's fun. It's not super fantastic. It's not like a masterpiece, but it's fun. It's good. It's suspenseful for somewhat. It's a good slasher film to watch if you want to gather around some friends and watch a horror movie. So for the last time, saying that, for like the 100th time saying that. Yeah, so I'm gonna end that there. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I hope you agree. And if you don't, let me know what you liked about the movie, what you didn't like. Hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe. It will really help this channel out. I want to do a lot more videos for you guys. And, keep it going, keep entertainment going. So, yeah. Long live movies. All right, guys. That's going to be it. I'll see you next time.